Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. Well, saying good evening because the time when we are recording this video, it is evening, so I feel that appropriate. Whenever you're watching it, please consider accordingly. We are here with yet another discussion, and we are intentionally doing this discussion in English because today we are actually doing something a little different, and that's the reason we are doing it in English. As some of you might be knowing that there has been an ongoing movement in Bangladesh after the sham election of the January the 7th this month. And after that election, there has been a widespread movement which has been accepted and which has been seeing spontaneous participation from all walks of life. And this movement is called India Out. People are wholeheartedly and spontaneously boycotting Indian products in Bangladesh. And so what we plan to do today is we will watch a small video clip. It's a news clip, and we want to see how the Indians are looking at it. We will first watch that small clip. I believe it's somewhat between 4 and 5 minutes, and then we will have a little bit of a discussion. We will make some comment on it. And well, as usually, I'm joined by the two of our regular participants today, Mr. Imtiaz Mirza and Mr. Mansur Rashid. So welcome you all. Let's watch the video. Mirza Bhai.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen and starting the video. Okay, so here is Palki Sharma.
In Bangladesh, camp is brewing. New for Bangladesh, but not really for the neighborhood. It's India out. The trend began in the Maldives, but some in Bangladesh are now buying in, specifically the opposition, the BNP, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, BNP. They ruled the country for a long time, but in 2009, they lost power, and since then, it's been a downward spiral. The BNP boycotted elections in 2014, and in 2019, they won just 5 seats. So this is a party in crisis. Could that explain the BNP's new strategy? Reports say the plan was created by Tariq Rahman. He's the acting chairman of the BNP, also the eldest son of Ziaur Rahman and Khalida Zia. General Zia was the dictator who founded the BNP, this party, and Khalida Zia is a former prime minister. So Tariq Rahman is political royalty, but he doesn't live in Bangladesh. He lives in London in exile, and from there, he's reportedly coordinating this campaign. It's mostly playing out on social media. Take a look at this post, for instance. The account has more than 50,000 followers. It says, boycott Indian product. Other accounts have joined it. They're using the hashtag India out. They say India is destroying Bangladesh. Just a couple of problems. A, India doesn't meddle in other countries. New Delhi did not appoint Sheikh Hasina as prime minister. The people of Bangladesh did. And B, destroyed what exactly? Bangladesh has prospered in the last decade. It is set to become a developing nation in 2026, meaning it will be in the same category as China and India. So the campaign itself is confused, but it's on point for the BNP. Under their rule, Bangladesh was closer to Pakistan. The society was radicalized and anti-India sentiments grew. Sheikh Hasina corrected all. She has inherited the vision of her father, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the father of Bangladesh. He was convinced that Dhaka's future was linked to New Delhi, and Sheikh Hasina thinks the same. But does everyone in her party agree? And I'll tell you why I asked this question. The new Bangladesh cabinet has raised some eyebrows. Some pro-India names are missing, like Abdul Momen. He served as foreign minister from 2019 to 2023, but now he's been replaced. And Momen was a good friend of India. He defended New Delhi during multiple crises. Listen in.
Well, as I understand that they tried to make jokes of the, honorable Prime Minister of India. This is not acceptable. Are you condemning it? Of course we do. We believe, we are very proud of India because they don't do immature things. We have a very solid relationship. It is because of the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, Narendra Modi, there is an agreement for the decade.
Another example is Abdul Razak. He was Bangladesh's Minister for Agriculture, again a good friend of India. This time, he's been dropped from the cabinet. At the same time, some new faces are in, like Salman Fazlur Rahman. He's an advisor to Sheikh Hasina. Pakistan's President Arif Alvi calls him a childhood friend. Should New Delhi read into these changes? Not too much, we'd say. Sheikh Hasina dropped 16 sitting ministers, so she wanted a reset anyway. As for the new foreign minister, India can get a pulse soon. He's slated to visit New Delhi next month. That should give us a better idea. And finally, what about India out? Frankly, it looks like a desperate political strategy because Bangladesh is not the Maldives. It's a country of 170 million people, so big neighbors won't intimidate them.
Okay, Palki Sharma. Okay, let's end. Okay, who wants to go? I bet everybody's like hungry
I want
to
to go.
jump in.
I want to go. May I?
Okay.
May I?
Okay,
Can
let
I please?
Rashid
All right,
go.
Rashid bhai,
Okay.
please
How
enlighten
much
us.
time we have in our hand? How many hours we have in our hand?
Let's just start somewhere. All right. Let's not worry about the
Okay, okay.
timing right now.
Okay, she started with that India Out campaign, started by BNP. Till we are recording, all the BNP's communication in social media and any other news briefing and everything, India Out wasn't even meant. So I rest my case. Wrongly informed. Then she talked about in 2009 election, BNP lost it, and from that it was a downward spiral for BNP. No, it was a downward spiral for Bangladesh because in 2014 we saw one of their very high officials from foreign ministry came and make sure Jatiya Party went to election while BNP decided not to go to the election.
That's probably 2014, not
2014, yeah,
2009. Yes.
2014.
Sujata Singh.
2014.
Probably you're talking about Sujata Singh.
2013
Sujata Singh.
actually.
There was an infamous meeting with General Ershad, ex-president, and Sujata Singh. Everybody knows that meeting because on that meeting they pushed the Jatiya Party to go to the election with Sheikh Hasina so that they can get a little bit of India. It's easier for India to accept this
Legitimacy.
election.
So that
Legitimacy.
election, that sham election, which most of the political parties boycotted, that can be given some bit of legitimacy. And she specifically used the words that if you don't participate in this election, then BNP and Jamaat would be coming back to the power. She specifically said it, Sujata Singh. So
Yeah,
2014.
2014.
And there was basically, if you remember, Rashid Bhai, there was a promise from the government side that, okay, let's have this election for the sake of the continuation of the constitution. Then we will have a fresh election, which never happened. The promise was never kept. And 2018, it was a midnight election. Everyone knows it.
There's another thing people need to know. Indian people need to know about the 2014. Before the election actually happened, the day of the election, out of 300, 154 MPs got elected because there was no competition. That is
Uncontested,
not
yes.
uncontested.
So it was basically a selection. It's not an election.
Basically a selection.
Yeah.
Then in 2018, BNP decided to go to the election. If I'm not mistaken, out of 300 constitute, there were 54 BNP personnel who were participating in this election. They got beaten severely. They got injured, almost all of them. There were blood everywhere. There's huge number of BNP activists were arrested all over the country. It's not the end of it. The actual day of the election, people went to vote and they find out, most of the people, somebody gave their vote. How? The night before, everybody voted. The night before, they filled up the ballot box. They made sure that they cannot lose. It was such a widespread that even international media, even Japanese ambassador, he said the midnight election. He literally used the word midnight election.
Next point, short points.
And in both cases, India were the first country to congratulate Sheikh Hasina. They literally compete with China, that India and China, who can congratulate Sheikh Hasina first. So this is what's happening. Once she said that India didn't put Sheikh Hasina in there, Bangladeshi people did. No, you are the person you are the country. Your government is responsible for we having a person is our prime minister for last 15 years who we didn't vote for. And last thing, anybody who is 35 years old, 35 years old, never get to vote in an election where his vote matters. It's been almost 15 years now. It's more than 15 years now that nobody voted. So a person who was 18
I
years
have a
old,
question
he's
for
now
Rashid.
33.
Why should, let's say, assuming our audience are all Indians, why do you think Indians care about if Bangladeshis can vote or not? Why do they think about from their perspective? If say for Bangladesh, whoever in power is friendly with India, she's in power. Why should they care about what Bangladeshi people think? What is their benefit? Let's say if I watch Indian politics, I have a stake in it. Let's say I want betterment of the Indian people, right? Why should they care about what we do vote or not? Everything is going smoothly, right?
We don't want them to care about us. They don't have to. we were talking about all the misinformation and disinformation they have. They have a completely wrong idea about what's going on. I've been watching their media for quite a while now. Every information we get about them, especially this video, Palki Sharma, she is an unofficial mouthpiece for BJP. You can say that. If you say that, nobody will correct you. And given the things she says in her show, they are so far away from reality. Like everything she said in a 4-minute video, I could talk about it for 4 hours. That's how much wrong they are about us. We don't care what you think, but you can want us to go to hell, whatever it is. But information has to be right. When you say something about me, you have to tell me my name is Rashid. You cannot call me my name is Jamshed. My name is Rashid. You got to say that
you're saying that the Indian people must inform the truth about the Bangladesh, and they should. That's the purpose of our video. Okay, yeah, right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
If I may take over for a little while. Well,
so
like Rashid Bhai as well, I also don't know where to start and where to end. So yes,
short and sweet.
She
we can discuss for hours.
She introduced President Ziaur Rahman as a dictator while praising, Sheikh Hasina and Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, everyone. Well, first of all, President Zia didn't actually created the dictatorship from thin air. He kind of inherited. Because why? Because the democracy was killed by the very person this Palki Sharma was praising, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, when he abolished democracy, the multi-party democracy in Bangladesh, and in place he put in a system called Bakshal, which is like a one-party state, like what we have in China. So finally, after that, after his assassination, his own party officials, his own party leaders, they kind of continued the same form of government. And after that, yes, there was a military coup, and through which General Zia came to power, which he kind of inherited the same one-party system. And from there, he kind of, reintroduced the multi-party democracy in Bangladesh. And unfortunately,
brought back democracy to Bangladesh. Let's put it this.
Yes.
So the party Sheikh Hasina is doing, she get back to Bangladesh because of Ziaur Rahman. Plus, there was no Awami League. Awami League was abolished or banned. He lifted the ban and let Awami League do politics.
So yes, when he lifted the ban from the multi-party the politics, so all these parties, they kind of rejuvenated, and that's how Awami League came into being once again, and that's how Sheikh Hasina was allowed to return to country and then take over the party. Now she very cynically termed or labeled Tariq Rahman to be like a political royalty. I'm not sure in that case what Sheikh Hasina is. If Tariq Rahman is political royalty,
exactly.
I'm not sure what Sheikh Hasina is.
Yeah, she is a political royalty. Plus, she's the I would say she's the spoiled kid.
She is not only like a political royalty. She runs the dynasty, a family dynasty. Her, all her party, all her family members are like, if you look at the total, the list of the MPs of her party and the ministers.
Exactly.
Please, I mean, if you have time, anyone, they can just, look at how many family members from that Sheikh family is currently.
Very good point, Shafat. I just want to, any BJP guys, just look at me, okay? I'm talking to you. So you guys are you guys think about nepotism, right? She is the poster child of the nepotism, okay? So 100 plus MPs, their clans or something. Even their a servant of her house can get a post. You didn't get the nepotism. She's literally the word of the nepotism. If you hate nepotism, you would hate Hasina. Yeah.
Okay. Now, again, what Rashid Bhai was telling, that India does not meddle in a foreign country's internal affairs. Well, that's literally what we have been experiencing for our last 15, 16 years. Due to that direct involvement, even I would request Palki Sharma to read the biography of their own ex-president, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, the coalition years, where he specifically he mentions that the former army chief, the man who was behind that 111 caretaker government, how he kind of came to an agreement that, okay, if we bring Sheikh Hasina to power, please make sure that I get to go for a normal retirement after on completion of my military service, and I can get my pension. So he is the one, and that's not, I'm not telling that. Her own ex-president, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, said that in his own book.
Yeah.
And again, people of Bangladesh elected no. Palki Sharma, people of Bangladesh didn't elect this person as prime minister or this government in power. 2014, more than half of the seats were won by her party uncontested because everyone boycotted, and which your own foreign ministry officials, they forced one of the other political parties to come to the election. 2018, it was a midnight election. No one got to vote. No one got to cast their vote. The ballot boxes were stuffed the night before. And again, under BNP, Bangladesh was getting, close to what Pakistan is. I don't know from where she's getting all these nonsense ideas. Well,
no, by her
Mujaba,
logic, India was close to Pakistan because Modi visited, Pakistan abruptly, like in between, and then under Bajpayee, the Nawaz Sharif, sorry, not Nawaz Sharif, the Musharraf government, they're very close. Even they're so close, they could have like solved Kashmir. They were so close. So I mean, the neighbors supposed to be like very close. Like what is she talking about? Like anyway, yeah.
And lastly, her concern. Oh, I'm not sure. Before making this news, or before reading this news, or presenting this news, if she did any kind of homework, she's calling Salman F. Rahman to be a new face. Come on, Palki Sharma. Salman F. Rahman had been a part of this government for almost like 15 years. He has been one of the most influential advisors to Sheikh Hasina for all these years, and suddenly has become a new face. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not a journalist. If she is claiming herself to be a journalist, I'm not sure from where she is. I mean,
it's not journalism. It's a hit piece. Somebody from our league probably gave the propaganda piece, and then they have their vested interest. Anyway, I'll cover it like in the when I.
Okay, Rashid Bhai.
Oh, she said the anti-India sentiment was very high during BNP's time. Let me give you an example. All the people who are listening to watching us. My favorite movie, that's I watch more than 100 times, is Andaz Apna Apna. My favorite singer is Sonu Nigam. My favorite movie star is Amir Khan. My favorite director is Satyajit Roy. So everything I talked about, these are my favorite people. I gradually stopped watching them, enjoying them within last 15 years. You know why? Because the country, my neighbor, I used to love you. Now I don't anymore. My emotion for India has reversed because of this, that you installed a person in our government and who is not by our vote. You installed it. This is the reason the India hate or anti-Indian sentiment is all-time high in Bangladesh. If you have any idea about Bangladesh, you would have known that. Please do some research before you say something like that. Last 15 years, people are being literally radicalized against India only because we see that we don't have any say in politics, and politics decide everything. That's the point I want to mention. Mijaba, you can go.
Okay, yeah. So I want to make, like, you guys covered like most of it. I want to start by saying that I've been watching her nonsense for a long time. I think from the beginning, her WION days. I actually introduced it to our channel and everything. But the thing is that from beginning, she was like a propaganda hit piece, like all the time. It is like whoever you guys like Indian audience, that is good for you because you like to hear everybody, like even us, like to hear that Bangladesh is doing well and somebody's like invading, like okay, there is like a enemy behind. That is fine and good, but the thing is that it should come from a truth perspective. Like let's take for this example, this 4 minutes she speaks. I think only one or two sentence she spoke is true, maybe, right? Like maybe one or two, all of the nonsense, like the whatever she said is nonsense, right? Most of it is covered by Shafat, but I just want to say a few things. Like for example, the biggest lie she said is that India never meddled in the. I don't know, how can a educated person, she speaks speaks well English, and she's probably well educated. But it's it's lie to the power, like 100 power. Like India's business is to meddling with other from the day India is getting independent, they got like involved in the invading. Okay, let me give you the receipts. Okay, you should know about your own history. Like you cannot like do that. So India invaded Hyderabad and all the princely state they integrated, right? India like took Kashmir, and then like there is
Goa.
if you know,
Goa.
there is a country called independent country called Sikkim. They took it. Okay, they meddled with China, the neighbor China. They go to war. They lost the war. They go to war with Pakistan in 65. Then they go to war with Pakistan on 71. They helped to Bangladesh to gain independence just for their sake. So this is not meddling. And then in Sri Lanka, they invested. They sent army. They put money, and they basically sponsored a civil war, a bloody civil war, lasted for decade. Okay, what about Nepal?
They even
Nepal
lost
is
their
the
they
only Hindu country. Yes, Safar.
So, bhai, if I sorry to interrupt, they even lost their own prime minister Rajiv Gandhi because of their meddling. The
Meddling
way
with
they meddled in Sri Lanka.
like how can you, that's like their history. Like come on guys, you guys are educated like all the time. I have like hundreds Indian guys, like I my friends, like my colleagues. I literally talk to Indian people every day. But your story doesn't start from 2014. India born in like 1947, and we have a long history. You guys are educated, you cannot like do this. Like what is this? This is nonsense, right? So okay, where I was like I was saying Nepal. Okay, so they want to install, they have a long history of Nepal. Their puppet government they installed, right? And with the Bangladesh, you know already, they meddled with like almost like 4 elections. They all the time they try to even Ershad was like a puppet of like India, or some sort of puppet. They tolerated BNP because BNP was was not that, like they didn't think like BNP would be a threat or something. That's why they even allowed BNP to come like into the power. So it's the biggest like if you think about it, how can anybody? Oh, what about Maldives? Yesterday the Maldives parliament, there was a tussle, and like Palki Sharma was laughing at it, right? Like you want to install like the literally the opposition was fully funded by India. They want to install the puppet government, and they want to what do you mean by you don't like meddle with other people? India's business is meddle. And Palki Sharma itself, like she herself like recorded a video that India is like losing all her neighbors, literally without Bangladesh there is no neighbors left where like they have good relations. Okay, anyway, I just want to rant, but I think it's a justified one, because like I had my receipt, right? I showed you the history and everything. The other
I,
things I want
I,
to point, just want to point like few things where so the main purpose of her video is that to promote that Abdul Momen got kicked. That guy is like so stupid and bizarre. Like I don't know, like, and first of all, he's not a Indian stooge. He's a Chinese stooge basically. And then he tried to gain, he's a misplaced uncle or something. But these guys are all like what can I say? Like useful idiots for India. But anyway,
I mean,
he
he
was
kind of
not.
he literally, if you remember Mirza Bhai, he literally said that the relationship between India and Bangladesh is like husband and wife.
Yeah.
He literally said in Chittagong at probably an event of
Yeah.
a
Multiple
puja or
times,
something,
and
where he
something
literally said that I
incendiary
went to
like this,
India.
right? All the time.
I went to India and I told them that you have to keep Sheikh Hasina in power. He
Yeah.
literally I'm saying verbatim, he said it.
Yeah.
So obviously they will be concerned if a stooge like Momen is removed from the post of foreign minister.
Yeah. So so she don't have the right information. He's like a Chinese. So far I know he's like from Chinese side of the. That's why he got cut off. But anyway, the thing is that like she trying to promote Momen and try to gain some points that Momen is supporting India, where India is miserably failed because the India literally the raw killed the sheikh, and it got proved like it have like India doesn't have any footing. They should be ashamed, like meddling with other countries like affair, and they got caught red-handed in USA too, trying to kill other person. Anyway, so that is like India's business. India always do and try to claim like, oh no, they're basically following Israel's like the footprints. But what I want to say is that I saw the video that they are against Salman F. Rahman. Salman F. Rahman is very close confidant of Sheikh Hasina, and they're taking like lots of money, but somehow Salman F. Rahman is not in favor with India. He's more close with US, so that's why I see Palki Sharma is dissing on him. But there are lots of other like news source, they don't like him, Salman F. Rahman. So that's their internal politics. Like like there one group doesn't like Salman F. Rahman. I think most of them doesn't like Salman F. Rahman because his history and like because he's very close to US. He's very very close. So anyway, and did I miss any other points? Like she
No,
like
I think
I think
we
you
have
guys
covered.
already covered like most of it. Like
Yes, okay. Rashad Bhai, if you want to fill in.
So India needs to understand this. We, Bangladesh and India, we share the biggest border among us. And Bangladesh and India's growth, development, good, bad, worse, best, everything is tied together by geography. If Indian thinks that, not the regular Indians, we have no complaints with regular Indians. Am I right, Mirza Bhai? Am I right, Shafayat Bhai? We don't
Yeah,
have
course.
like
no complaint about you. You are our brothers. You are our neighbors. We have
yeah.
zero complaint. We love your culture. Trust me on that.
Yeah.
Now, we have problem with the policy. This policy is getting our economy into a situation where all the money, all the wealth is concentrated to Sheikh Hasina's oligarch. Rest of the country is suffering. All the young crowd, they're going to school, getting degrees. They can't find a job because the economy is squeezing. It becomes so concentrated that 0.001% is have everything. So one person is earning $1 million, another person is earning $1. If you average them both, it looks like both of them earn $500,000, and that's a very good GDP. This is the economic growth everybody's talking about these days. India needs to understand this. If we do bad, you're gonna end up bad too. This is the way it works, global economy, in a regional economy too. Now, last thing I want to say, that ask yourself, which country has the worst relationship with all their neighbors? Just ask that question to yourself. Sri Lanka, Nepal, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Maldives, Bangladesh, we all are bad people. You are the only one who's sane. I rest my case.
Don't
Thank
forget
you.
like India's vessel, Bhutan.
Okay, so I think that's where we would like to conclude today. So basically,
Yeah, just want to make a quick point. Like, I just want to touch base on like what Rashid was saying. Like, I want to talk to the Indian audience directly that, okay, you maybe don't care. But the thing is that like we are very similar people. Like, our complexion is same. We talk the same, share the same food, same culture. Like almost all the culture, everything is almost the same. And it was one country at one point, right? So there is no reason for us like hating. Like, forget about the Hindu-Muslim things. It's all nonsense. We have lots of Hindu people, we have Hindu friends, all of this. But what I want to tell you is that like you guys are so egoistic about your nationalistic view. It's complete nonsense, because the thing is that the struggle you guys are doing, let's say a 30-year-old like a job seeker in Delhi or Mumbai or like Ahmedabad or Hyderabad or Kerala, anywhere in India, they have the same struggle as India. Like, don't think that you are doing good in Modi's like hand. Like, your economy is shrinking. There is like you guys have the same problem. The unemployment problem in rising. You guys electing Modi because like he is like torturing Muslims, but that's not the right way. The economy is shrinking. Your economy is not doing good. So anyway, you guys can like tell us like, oh, we are a small country, fellow, we don't know anything, but that's not true. Probably like you should really compare the average Bangladeshi, how they live their life and how your life. Don't think that, oh, you are part of India, that means that you have some control over your neighbors or something. It's not true. Like, you don't have power. They can kill you anytime, just like they kill the people in our border. Do you know that like they kill like literally 3,000 people in the border? It is one of the bloodiest border in the whole fucking world. in the US-Mexico border doesn't even have that body count. Come on, you cannot just hide behind. These are all facts. Go check the facts. Don't listen to Palki Sharma nonsense propagandist. Just look at and visit, talk to your Bangladeshi people and your neighbors, and just grow your brain and use your common sense. That's what I want to conclude.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your inputs. I hope whoever watches this video, especially our friends from across the border in India, they will at least ask, I mean, if they ask themselves that what they are doing and how we are because of what they're doing, I'm sure they will be able to find a lot of answers. And this video or these kind of videos or these kind of so-called journalists, whatever they're trying to feed them, at least I hope that they can understand how ill-informed they are, or what the vested interest of these people is. So this is where I would like to conclude. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.